Hey friends, Kris here, continuing our teaching on the healing miracles of Jesus. Be healed. I'm in Bakersfield, California. Today I want to come to a very short entry. It only appears in Matthew, and that's in chapter 9, starting in verse 27. Two blind men. I like that. Misery loves company. Two blind men. But let me tell you, faith also loves company. Because if any two can agree on earth as touching anything, they can have what they will. And notice these guys, white canes, blind, feeling their way after Jesus, and we're no less blind than them, because 2 Corinthians 4:4 says the god of this world, the devil, has blinded the minds of them that believe not. So I want us to get an eye-opener, an eye-opening experience today. Number one, sometimes we have to hear our way to the miracle, not see our way. See, we walk not by sight but by faith. These guys couldn't see, but they could hear the voice of Jesus, and that's the first key. You have to hear his voice, because faith comes not by seeing, it comes by hearing. Somebody says, well, I have to see it to believe it. These guys couldn't see a blooming thing, and still they believed. Second, there's an old adage that says it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. Well, actually, if the squeaky wheel doesn't get lubed, the squeaky wheel gets replaced, but that's a different story. These guys were the squeaky wheel. They followed him and cried, saying, Son of David, have mercy on us. That word cried is the Greek word krazo. In other words, they were crazy loud, and they had enough Bible revelation to be dangerous, because they knew that when Messiah came, he would be the son of David, and he would have healing powers, and they started crying out. A squeaky wheel gets the grease. Third, you need to quit asking for justice and start pleading for mercy. You know, some people talk about their blindness. I don't deserve this. Well, whether or not that's true, listen, what you need is mercy, not justice. These guys said, Son of David, have mercy on me. You know, there was a lady that one time said to her photographer, hey, these pictures don't do me justice. And the photog said, woman, what you need is not justice, you need mercy. And all of us need the mercy of God. So plead for it. And then number four, faith doesn't quit at the sign, or at the first sign of refusal. You know, they were crying after Jesus. He didn't turn around and pay any attention to them. No matter how loud they got, he ignored their pleas, and then he went into the house and shut the door behind him. Have you ever had the door shut right in your face? That's humiliating. But these guys pressed their way in. They followed, and it says in verse 28 that when he was come into the house, the blind men came to him. Nobody invited them in. They just said, Jesus, you can't sneak out of our sight. We're coming after you. Even though they couldn't see, they pressed their way into the house. And you have to come boldly and press your way in. Come boldly to the throne of grace. And then number four, and then number five, he asked the all-important question, do you believe that I am able to do this for you? The important question is, do you believe? Do you believe he's the healer? Do you believe he can save? And not only do you believe he is able, but do you believe he is willing? And they said, yes, Lord. I like that. There's an old chorus we used to sing, yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. Yes, Lord, yes, I will trust you and obey. Let me tell you, God's answer is always yes. All the promises of God are yes and amen to the glory of God. But sometimes we have to say yes to his yes and get positive and say, yes, Lord. And then number six, we need an enlightening experience. Ephesians 1:18, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, and any encounter with Jesus is an eye-opener. He touched their eyes and said, according to your faith be it unto you. Now listen, he didn't just touch their optical apparatus, he touched their heart. The function of the eyes is sight, the function of the heart is faith and vision, and he touched deep down in. They didn't have eyes to see, but he touched their eyes, and immediately they were restored. And then number seven, you become as you believe. In other words, eyes dilate according to the degree of light. There's no light like Jesus. According to your faith be it unto you. The size of the bucket you let down into the well determines the amount of water you're going to draw. So if you want a big blessing, a big bucket full, let down a big bucket. According to your faith be it unto you. Kris here. I hope you're enjoying this series on the healing miracles of Jesus. If you like, share this with one of your friends, and tune in tomorrow for more on this great subject, be healed.